Hello, everybody, and welcome to your Oakland University OU Credit Union O-Arena game. We have a great matchup tonight. We've got Oakland University Golden Grizzlies against the Wright State Raiders. I am Eli, and you're listening to 88.3 FM WXOU. I'm joined here with my co-host and very good friend, Logan. Logan, how you doing?
I'm doing all right, Eli. Yeah, definitely a very major game for Oakland University tonight as the first game. Rough patch in the start here.
If you were remembering last night, we also played against the Wright State men's basketball team. We barely eked out a win, 66-64, very down-to-the-wire game. So yes. Oakland is definitely hoping to extend their streak against the Raiders.
Yeah, Wright State putting up a bit of a tough fight, but this is their second game in conference play. On Wednesday, they went up against Detroit Mercy, coming out short on that one, 56-67. But some key players to look out for on this game. I feel like Macy Taylor, looking at some stats, I feel like she has some potential to really put up a lot of points. Yeah. Wright State went up against a Division II team, which is probably not what the team was looking forward to. But despite that,
awesome. Yeah, we definitely got some people to watch out for, but we got a couple heavy hitters of our own. Just the previous game against Old Dominion, unfortunately we lost 56-64, but not without our number 2, Maddie Skorupski, putting up 17 points, more than a quarter of the team's points. She's definitely going to be a high scorer and one to look out for if you're the Raiders.
Definitely, and I feel like we're going to see a lot of three-point attempts from Macy Smith. That game, while she definitely tried to put up a
possession. Number 21 in the corner passes to number 10. Some good passing play around the perimeter of the three-point line. Oh, but a bit of a fumble there. Possession belongs to Oakland now.
Yeah, you got to take advantage of those mistakes. Be sure to grab the ball as soon as you can.
Absolutely. Pushed down the lane by our number 3, Danny Grimm. Looking for an opening here. No one is home in the corner. We were hoping for a corner 3, but unfortunately, a bit of a lack of communication.
Yeah, unfortunately, she seemed to just kind of lob that ball up there. Did not make any connection to the net whatsoever.
It's quite all right. It's only the first possession. Wright State has the ball again, and we're back at their end. Oh, a bit of a pump fake, turnaround pass. Oh, and a bit of a fumble. There's a scuffle on the stage, and it's back to Wright State. Bit of a floater attempt, just coming up short of the iron.
In an attempt to get that rebound to try and launch that up there again, threw the ball out of bounds, be Oakland ball.
Inbounded by Wright State, number 21, Lauren Scott. Again, running the perimeter, hoping for an opening, driving it through the lane. And a missed pass intended for number 3, Micaiah Miller. Possession now belongs back to Oakland, being inbounded by number 21, Madison Royal Davis. Once again, Danny Grimm driving it down the lane. More passing play, driving it through the key. Passed back out to number 2, Maddie Skorupski. And an attempt in the mid-range. Hits the rim, bounces off. Possession is back to Wright State. Definitely keeping up the tempo is number 3, Micaiah Miller. And another attempt, another rebound, just short both times.
Yeah, and she drove down that field as she tried to, really take advantage of Oakland's mistake there and tried to just snatch that ball, run it on down. But unfortunately, it came up short.
Yeah, and a foul was drawn on number 32, Amaya Staton, shooting her first free throw attempt. It is good.
Yeah, keeping the tempo in this game is one thing that I think Oakland really needs to do to keep advantage of this low-scoring game so far.
Yeah, and I can only imagine for these both teams, adrenaline is going to be high. No one wants to extend their losing streak further than 2 tonight.
For sure.
Madison Royal Davis, an attempt in the paint. Oh, to number 4. That's an excellent layup by Serenity Robert Adams, number 4.
Yeah, definitely a great pass over there to see who's open there.
Number 3, Makai Miller, passes it to number 10, Macy Taylor. Just hit off the iron.
It was a free three-point attempt there. Did not go as planned. It was picked up by number 21 on Wright State before she attempted to make a pass, which went out of bounds.
Once again, inbounded by Lauren Scott, number 21. Possession is in Maya Miller's hands. Oh, back to Macy Taylor. We're in the corner. Passes it to the paint. Oh, and just a missed pass. A little too high. Once again, intended for number 32, Amaya Staton. And Oakland is doing a great job keeping the defense up. Let's see how their offense plays out. Once again, driven down the lane by Micaiah Miller, number 3. And an attempt by Lauren Scott as a layup just comes short. Drive down the lane again. Wright State is keeping the tempo up. Many passes between Micaiah Miller and Macy Taylor, as well as Lauren Scott. And a 3-point attempt. A bit of an air ball there from Claire Henson. Another attempt by Micaiah Miller, likely happening soon. Passes it to number 21. Drives it down the lane. Mid-range. No good. Possession back to Oakland.
Yeah, one thing, keeping that ball movement is definitely very important for this offense for Wright State. But also, good job for Oakland for being able to keep up with that coverage.
Absolutely.
Checking in for the Raiders, number 15, Abby Riddle.
All right. It's going to be now rebounded by Wright State here.
Man, this is a very, very even matchup. This is a very exciting game so far. Oh, and a 3-point attempt by Micaiah Miller. Just off the iron, a little bit short. Here comes number 2, Maddie Skorupski. Once again, this is our scorer to watch out for, folks. And she's looking for an opportunity here in the shoulder. Oh, and an excellent screen put up by number 4, but it just comes up a little short. And Serenity Robert Adams, number 4, gets the offensive rebound for 2.
You said it's a very even matchup here, and I think that is something that we sort of fans need to understand as we start to go into conference play here. While our score, our record might be 2 wins right now, that's because we've been, a little all over the place in terms of skill. Now that we are settling into conference play, we can expect that to kind of level out a little bit more.
Absolutely. Now's the time to really, really dial in if you're the Golden Grizzlies.
For sure.
Number 1 on Wright State, Riley Segester. Passing it to Miller. And to number 15, Abby Riddle, just comes short of a 3-point attempt. And Maddie Skorupski with the ball. Passing it to our number 24, Liana Baxter. Once again, many
seemed to kind of scuffle her a little bit, get her in a bit of a confusion there, where she lost the ball for a little bit.
Yeah.
Rebounded, picked up again by Wright State.
Yep, and that didn't stop Macy Taylor from putting up another 3-point attempt, but it was short. And now number 12 on our side, Macy Smith, puts up a 3-point of her own. Both are no good. Miller driving it down the lane, passing it to Segester. What are they looking for here? To Riddle. Looking for an open passing lane. Oakland is playing some excellent defense, really reducing their opportunities. Oh, but 10 driving at baseline, and it's given over to number 43, Chloe Card-Peloquin, for the 2 points.
That was a really good kind of bait and switch sort of play there. They had the ball right under the net. You think that it's going to try for a layup, and then they pass it out last second there.
Yeah, excellent offense from Wright State. Our number 24, Leona Baxter, puts up a 3. It is no good, and possession is back to Wright State. Macy Taylor. The score is tied up right now with 4 minutes and 11 seconds left. It is 4-4. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And we are back. Thank you once again for joining us here on WXOU 88.3 FM. This is the Oakland Wright State women's basketball game, and we are tied up 4 apiece with 4 minutes and 11 seconds left in the first quarter. Possession belongs to Wright State. And Olivia Brown hoping to make a play here. Passing it all around. Possession belongs to Claire Henson right now. And a fast break attempt comes up a little short.
She did a good job drawing that foul as well on that. But one thing I wanted to mention, Serenity Robert Adams, not someone that I had my eye on too much on this Oakland team, but she has made our only points so far in this game. So she might be someone to look for the rest of this game.
Absolutely. And the first free throw attempt from Claire Henson is good. Score is 5-4, favoring Wright State. Second free throw attempt, no good. That's still a free point, though. Nothing to be upset about. And Oakland drives it down the lane. Very quickly are the players moving. Grimm passing to Henson. Back to Grimm. And our number 5, Kylie Buckley, achieves a layup. It is now 6-5 favoring Oakland.
Definitely great job getting in position very quickly at that time.
Oh, and a wide open 3 from their number 5.
Speaking of getting into position very quickly, she gave no hesitation to put up that 3.
Absolutely. Excellent shot by Claire Henson. 8-6 now. We're seeing a lot of passing play between Grimm and Buckley on our side of the court. Grimm drives it down, passing it to Liana Baxter, and that is a score for her. Her first 3-point of the game. 3-point scored from her this game so far.
Fans, get on your feet as it's time for T's for 3.
And Wright State is back in the paint. A mid-range attempt, coming up a little short, bouncing off the rim, and it's back to Oakland's possession. With Maddie Skorupski driving it down the lane. A wide pass to Grimm. Fast break, layup, and it's good. That is 11-8 for Oakland.
She kind of did a little bit of a slip and slide after that as she fell and slid out of bounds after that play there.
Hey, it's the score that counts, and unfortunately Wright State has also scored their own 2-point. This is a very tight game. Not much of a gap between the scores that we've seen thus yet, but it is only the first quarter. There's a lot more basketball to be played here, folks.
It seems to have taken a little bit, most of the first quarter here for both teams to really find their groove, and now that they're both really making great scores like this.
And an excellent layup from Maddie Skorupski. Once again, this is a score to watch out for. She's been making some excellent plays here, both offensively and passing.
Wow.
And another layup by number 15, Abby Riddle.
It feels like that it went from no points to suddenly just an explosion of basket after basket. It seems like the media, whatever media timeout that they had, they really had a time to talk a little bit more about their strategy a little bit more and get some more points on the board.
Yeah, they've definitely tuned up their offense here on both ends, but the defense. Want to see, but it's something to be cognizant of. It is only the first quarter after all, and we're still up 1. If we can maintain this lock, this back and forth scoring that we've been able to, we're going to be all set.
Checking back in for your Golden Grizzlies.
All right.
Maddie Skorupski.
Ball went out of bounds. Wright State was the last ones to touch it, so Maddie Skorupski will be inbounding it,
that is
or maybe
Wright State's possession, unfortunately. Olivia Brown dashing to Segester. A 3-point attempt, and it is no good. Excellent defensive rebound by Macy Smith, and drives it down the lane is Maddie Skorupski once again. Making an attempt to drive.
Blows their way in there, and then as soon as they kind of get in there, passing that ball away to create a little bit more of a screen for that. Absolutely. That was a very smart play there.
Yeah, and that offense pattern has shown to be very effective so far. But we're back at Wright State's side of the court, and it's an excellent baseline drive by Macy Taylor, but the ball falls out of her hands, and that looks like a kicking foul, folks. That's unfortunate for number 5, Kylie Buckley.
It almost looked intentional a little bit.
It kind of did.
It looked, I don't know, it was very strange. But, yeah.
Inbounded by number 1, Segester. And that's a 3-point attempt, and that's good.
Yeah.
Tied up with 36 seconds left in the first quarter.
Passed right back to number 1, and she took that opportunity to just put one up immediately.
Absolutely, no hesitation. And Jazzy passing it to Smith. Passing it to Baxter. Back to our number 5, Kylie Buckley. And that is no good. A good layup attempt. Their offense is definitely seeming to be structured very solidly. They're getting inside that restricted area quite often. It's just finishing the layup. That is the ultimate goal for the Golden Grizzlies. Inbounded to Macy Smith. Pass to Buckley. Another layup attempt. Comes up a little short, and possession's back to Wright State. Driven down by number 24, Olivia Brown. Passes to Segester, and that's another three-point attempt, and that's another scored three for Wright State's number 1.
Definitely a very three-point heavy.
Quarter. Yeah, I gotta say, this is an action-packed game. I'm very, very excited to see what both teams have in store for us, offensively and defensively.
Definitely. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in so far. We will be back after this quick media break.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Once again, this is our Golden Grizzlies game against the Wright State Raiders, our women's basketball team, in our OU Credit Union Arena. It's the top of the second quarter, and Wright State is leading 18-15. Possession is Oakland's. And an attempted run to baseline, but passed back to our number 12.
Yeah, Oakland doing a really good job of trying to move this ball around as much as possible.
And an excellent score from our number 12. Possession back with Wright State. Passes to their number 3, back to 10. That is Macy Taylor with an excellent pass to their number 32, Amaya Stetton. Unfortunately, the layup bounces off the bottom of the glass.
Number 12, Macy Smith. Her first personal, team first.
It seemed to hit, that rebound seemed to hit number 24, Leanna Baxter, right in the face after that.
It's unfortunate. All right, and a couple free throw attempts for Amaya Staton. And the first one is no good. One more.
A missed free throw is not what you want to do at Oakland University, where the Grizz gang is very ruthless.
Very, very. I should know. I was part of that last night for the men's game. Wright State makes their second free throw, and it is 19-17. Oakland trailing behind by 2. And it's Oakland's ball again. Number 24 passing to our number 1. That's Jazzy on the court. In the paint, back to 24, and the three-point is good for Liana Baxter. That is 8 points for her score tonight. She's definitely hoping to keep the steam rolling.
For sure.
And it's back to Wright State. Macy Taylor hoping to make a play here. Oh, but their number 5, Claire Henson, passing it to Lauren Scott. The layup attempt is no good, and Oakland drives it down the lane once more. Maddie Skorupski, with an excellent pass. And the layup attempt is unfortunately no good.
Raider foul call on number 32, Amaya Staton. Her first personal, team first. Checking back in for your Golden Grizzlies, number 3.
And it looks like it's time to shoot a couple free throws for Oakland University.
And shooting 2 at the line for your Golden Grizzlies, number 24, Liana Baxter.
Oakland University trying to take advantage, stretch this thin lead that they have so far. First one goes up and is good. Yeah, definitely they've both started to really hit their stride so far as the second one goes up, and it falls after a little bit of delay.
Oakland up 22-19. That was Madison Royal Davis on the free throws, making 1 of 2. And Wright State hoping to make a play here. They're down 1 possession. Macy Taylor possibly attempting a 3, but passing it back to their number 3. That is Micaiah Miller. Micaiah Miller, a pump fake, drive baseline, and that is a near miss, but a score from their number 32, Amaya Staton. And this is a very, very tight game. This was very exciting to watch.
I think that's one example of just Horizon League basketball in general, is that a lot of these games end up being very tight. We saw it last night with the men's Wright State game, and it seems like it's going to be true again for this today's game.
Yeah, absolutely. Inbounded by Wright State's number 15, Abby Riddle. And a long pass to Macy Taylor. Number 21 hoping to make a play. That looked like a foul to me.
Amaya Staton. And she seems to have done that so far with Wright State.
And it seems that Danny Grimm is up at the free throw line. First one is up, and it's good. Nothing but net with that one. Very good to see. Very good for Grimm's confidence.
For sure.
Second attempt is up. And once again, nothing but net. Very well done by Danny Grimm.
Grimm, overall, a very good free throw shooter, making 9 of 11 her career so far at Oakland.
Yeah, that is an excellent record. That is a valuable asset to have on the team of Jeff Tungate. And an attempted defensive rebound by Danny Grimm is almost good, but not quite.
Bounces out of bounds for that.
Belongs to Oakland, inbounded by Madison Royal Davis. Driving down the lane is Danny Grimm, passing it to Royal Davis. And a near miss from Liana Baxter. Macy Taylor driving it down the lane very quickly. Seems Wright State got a little too much dip on their chip there. They're moving extremely fast down the lane, and the pass was just
faster than they were able to handle.
Absolutely.
It seemed like, as that pass was really lobbed forward. A lot of power behind it, but not really on target.
Right. Danny Grimm bringing it down the lane, assisted by Liana Baxter. Passes it to Smith. Over to Skorupski. Back to Royal Davis. And this is Macy Smith with a drive down and a blocked layup attempt.
Very good block
back in
by
Wright State
there.
Absolutely. Driving it down. Passes it into the paint to number 43, Chloe Card-Peloquin. Attempt is no good. Possession back in Wright State's hands with Olivia Brown. And that's a three-point attempt by Chloe Card-Peloquin. Not quite. Correction, that did go in.
It was a 2-point that was made.
Score is now 23-24, Oakland leading. Oakland's ball now. Skorupski passing along the line to Serenity Roberts-Adams. Danny Grimm hoping to make a play here. Oh, and that looked like a foul to me. And that nearly did go in, that three-point attempt by Macy Smith.
Raider foul call number 1, Riley Segester. Her first personal, team 4. Shooting 3 at the line for your Golden Grizzlies, number 12.
Being able to make up for that 3-point attempt there is very crucial in this, in such a game as close as this.
Absolutely, and the first attempt for Macy Smith is good. Oakland now leads 25-23. Preparing for her second shot, and it's up in the air. Good once again.
Oakland trying to get a one-up with all these Mario coins they're getting.
Absolutely. Oh, and correction, there are 3 shots being put up by Macy Smith. And it's also good. 3 for 3. We've been shooting excellent free throws this game so far. And once again, Wright State looking to up the tempo, hoping to get some offense going, hoping to heat up a little, is Riley Segester. Passing into the corner for Abby Riddle. Into the paint for Chloe. And that is a 3-point attempt by number 1, Riley Segester. And not quite.
Checking in for your Golden Grizzlies, number 5, Kylie Buckley.
And yeah, Oakland's defense has been doing a really good job of making themselves really big, trying to really keep them on their toes and make it difficult to shoot around, which has been very good when they have a lead like this.
Yeah, absolutely. Wright State's ball to Brown. And Claire Henson drives it into the lane. Fadeaway attempt. Almost no good. And number 15 with the offensive rebound. To 5. To Segester. Back to Claire Henson, number 5. Riley Segester hoping to make a drive here. And that was a travel by Segester.
And as we know at Oakland, you can't do that. So don't.
Attention fans, if you have lost a priority health insurance card by the
That'll bring us over to a media timeout. We'll be right back after this break.
Oakland leading 27-23. Welcome back, everybody. Once again, you're listening to 88.3 FM, WXOU at the Grizz. Oakland leading 27-23 against Wright State. There is 4 minutes and 59 seconds left in the second quarter. Possession belongs to Oakland. Matty Skorupski walking it down to Grimm. And we're in the paint. We're hoping to make something happen here.
Lots
Excellent
of high
drives.
passes.
Oh, and I'm shocked that wasn't a foul, but the layup attempt by Kylie Buckley is no good.
Leading the score for Oakland so far is number 24, Baxter, with 10 points up on the board so far. She's definitely keeping strong. 2 of those being 3 points. Oakland not usually a very strong 3-point team, at least in the past.
An excellent 2-pointer from Matty Skorupski. And possession back with Wright State. Once again, driving the ball down the lane very quickly seems to be part of their strategy. And that looked like a pass block to me. Well done by Kylie Buckley at number 5.
It was tipped out of bounds by Oakland, rebounded by Wright State there.
And Claire Henson hoping to make a drive here to Scott. Back to Olivia Brown. And that is Abby Riddle with the pass to Claire Henson. 2-point attempt in the mid-range is no good. And another layup attempt by number 43, Chloe Card-Peloquin, is no good.
Number 21, Madison Royal Davis.
And that is a foul on our number 21, Madison Royal Davis. Wright State comes up to the free throw line.
Baxter. And shooting 2 at the line for the Raiders, number 43, Chloe Card-Peloquin.
And Oakland has decided to sub out Royal Davis for number 24, Liana Baxter. First free throw attempt by Wright State is good, and that is 24-29 now, with Oakland still in the lead by 5.
Not surprised to bring Baxter in the game, as I just said, with her leading the score as high as she is. Definitely want to try and get her a couple more points while she's still hot in here.
Absolutely, and when you're on that kind of a hot streak, what do? You stoke the fire. You gotta, if you want to keep her in the game. Very, very happy to see how our offense is playing out, but especially our defense. It seems that we're running a 2-3 defense here, which is very good just around the perimeter, which is where Wright State seems to be wanting to pass. However, I have noticed some adaptation. They're definitely starting to drive it to the restricted zone, trying to run baseline, trying to shoot from mid-range. Wright State is definitely looking to adapt and looking to make Oakland crumble.
Not only that, but there's been a lot of very high passes.
Her second personal. Madison Royal Davis.
It's been a lot of just very high passes from Wright State, from Oakland University as well, as they're trying to avoid those blocks, avoid those tips out of bounds, and ultimately avoid a turnover.
Absolutely.
It seems the review was to correct who that foul was actually supposed to be called on.
And it seems that the first free throw that was shot is staying up on the scoreboard. Score still stands, 29-24, Oakland leading.
The foul was corrected to be on Buckley, number 5 for Oakland. But yeah, as we're talking a little bit more about how Wright State has been adapting to this. Like I said at the beginning, they've been doing a lot of ball movement and trying to keep Oakland University on their toes.
Yeah. And number 43, the number free throw attempt, is unfortunately no good. Oh, and that looked like another knocked out of the hands of Claire Henson.
Number 24, Liana Baxter.
All right, Baxter is back on the court. Let's see what she is able to do with her time here.
Wright State once again passing around the perimeter, but it doesn't seem to be too effective for starting offense so far. And now they pass to number 5, Claire Henson, who backs off from the paint, passing to number 21, Lauren Scott, and the three-point attempt comes up short. Back to Oakland. Skorupski driving it down the lane. Not very many passing lanes open. Once again, passing around the perimeter to Buckley, just subbed in. Back to Skorupski, driving down baseline, and that is a big layup attempt. Excellently done by Skorupski. Oakland leads 31-24.
Skorupski definitely a favorite from last year, returning and definitely making a name for herself at Oakland.
Absolutely. Wright State hoping to make something happen, and now they're passing in the paint to number 43. Back to number 21, Lauren Scott runs baseline. Big pass to Abby Riddle, and the three-point attempt is a little too much dip on the chip. And here comes Danny Grimm down the lane, passing into the hands of Skorupski. Liana Baxter hanging out in the paint, hoping for something to happen, but no passing lanes open, and that is a foul on the Raiders.
Checking in for the Raiders, number 3, Micaiah Miller, and number 10, Macy Taylor.
Yeah, one of the people that I thought was going to be more of a threat in this game, Taylor, who was on the starting lineup for Wright State, has not really put up anything too threatening. 0 for 3 on baskets. All of those being three-point attempts. So she is 0 on the scoreboard right now. But I'm interested to see if that changes in the second half.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you who's not 0 on the scoreboard anymore is Maddie Skorupski, scoring both free throws, and that puts her at 8 points. Just 2 behind our leading scorer of the night, Liana Baxter, at 10. Back to Wright State, and that's a big 3 attempt from Claire Henson. A little overzealous on the shot there.
And that's the Grizz game. You probably hear that it was not a great shot as they're screaming air ball in the crowds.
Unfortunate. We did have a bit of a segment about sportsmanship before the game started, but
this is true.
You cannot control the mob mentality of the Grizz gang. Possession back to Oakland. Oh, and an excellent pass to number 4, Serenity Robert Adams, and that is a good layup. 35-24 is Oakland leading.
Serenity has had a really strong game here so far, making all of her shots that she's put up today.
Absolutely. And once again, another high pass, as you mentioned previously, to Claire Henson. Oh, and Macy Taylor in the paint. No good.
Yeah, she tried to get into the middle of the bear cave that formed right under the hoop. It was knocked out of her hands, and it was taken out of bounds.
There's a reason they call that the restricted zone, folks, as Oakland takes the ball back down the lane. It is us on offense once more. Madison Royal Davis passing to Liana Baxter. Oh, and Skorupski, a three-point attempt. Nothing but net. You love to see it. 38-24, Oakland is leading. And that puts Maddie Skorupski at 11 points for the night. This you love to see. And a shot mid-range by number 10, Macy Taylor on Wright State is no good. Back to Oakland. And a big three-point attempt is unfortunately no good for Liana Baxter. Wow. We have all of a sudden just exploded with points. We've been really making something happen here.
Yeah, 38-24 current score. I mentioned that Oakland University, in their past games, hasn't really been too much of a three-point team. But in this one, we've made half of our attempted ones, as opposed to around 20% is our normal range.
Wow, and an excellent block on a three-point attempt. Blocked by Madison Royal Davis. That was Macy Taylor of Wright State shooting, and no good. Macy Taylor once again inbounding to Micaiah Miller. Back to Taylor. Back to Miller. Back to Taylor. And in the corner, here comes Macy Taylor with a floater attempt. A little bit left of what you want to see if you're a Wright State fan. And we are still up 38-24, a minute and 9 seconds left in the second quarter.
There's a lot of hot potato going on there, just back and forth movements.
Absolutely. And once again, as you mentioned, Oakland's been blocking a lot of these passes. They've really locked down those lanes for Wright State. If I'm Wright State, I'm not sure what to do. And Serenity Robert Adams, number 4, up at the line. And second attempt is up, and that's good. Very nicely done by Serenity.
Checking in for the Raiders, number 23, Flory Congerill.
And this is some excellent scoring we're seeing. On the 5 we have on the playing field right now, that's an average of 6.4 per player. That is an excellent scoring scheme that you want to see. Not if you're Wright State, of course, as Claire Henson tries to make a play here, passing to Segester. Back to Miller. And they look like they want to... Oh, an excellent pass. Excellent block, pardon me, by number 3, Danny Grimm. Skorupski takes it down the line, passing to Grimm. Seems they have a certain play to run, as Liana Baxter has the ball, passes to Skorupski. And an excellent screen by Baxter. Unfortunately, no opportunity is present there. Ball's back to Skorupski. And driving it down the lane. That is a layup attempt by Madison Royal Davis. That is no good.
Yeah. Ball, possession to the Raiders.
Oakland definitely trying to keep that momentum that they had exploded into, but it seems like Wright State kind of figured them out a little bit.
Yeah, we'll see what happens after 14 seconds left in the second quarter. Wright State is hoping to make a play here, but unfortunately you cannot score 15 points with a single basket. So they've got a bit of work to do in the second half. Oh, and it's a fumble. Wow, large three-point attempt from Skorupski. Almost goes in, but it is the end of the second quarter.
Yeah, really nothing that you can do with that. Basically just trying to get the ball away from Wright State, trying to have them not make a play, even though there really wasn't much that you could do right in that moment. But it was a good job getting it out of their hands, preventing, whittling down that margin any bit.
Absolutely. It seems they're going to want to play a little bit closer. Wright State will be on offense going into the second half. We'll have to wait and see what those adjustments are. It is halftime currently. Oakland leads 39-24, the largest lead in the game thus far.
Yeah, Oakland has done a phenomenal job keeping this lead. Matt Skorupski, as we knew, would be a critical part of this offense, putting up those points. Baxter, who has been like in the Central game, she was the second highest scorer behind Skorupski, scoring 17 points in that game. She has done an incredible job of just being able to get in there, and she's been making the threes that she's been attempting and really doing a great job to expand this lead even further.
Absolutely, and it's not just Skorupski. We've got Baxter and Roberts-Adams to look out for as well. All three of those having scored at least 10 points just in the first half. If they can keep this up, Wright State might be eating our dust, so to speak.
For sure. I'm really looking forward to what Serenity is able to do in the rest of the game. Someone that I mentioned earlier, Taylor, still hasn't really been on the court that much doing anything on Wright State's side, which I'm a little bit surprised by. So either we're doing a really good job of covering that, making sure that we are, not keeping it into, threatening hands, or they just decided to change their play a little bit here tonight.
Absolutely. I do think Wright State is going to need to slow things down a little bit. They're driving it down the lane very quickly, and it seems they're moving a little too fast for their own good, and they're moving predictably, more importantly. This is a big problem for their offense.
For sure.
Which our defense has thankfully figured out very effectively.
All right. So in this halftime, we're going to send it back to the studio right now. You've been listening to WXOU 88.3 FM. And we'll be right back after the half.
her second personal, team first.
Yeah, I got to say, we're coming out of the gates looking really, really good as well. We have not lost any kind of momentum, and Wright State is looking a little worse for wear as we come out.
A little bit. Oakland's been doing a really good job of
Grizzly foul called number 4, Serenity Roberts-Adams.
seems while they're trying to keep up this momentum, they're also making a few more mistakes as they're, maybe trying to be a little bit more aggressive. It's not really paying off in the long run.
Yeah. Here comes Wright State. Will they make something happen as Makai Miller passes the ball to Lauren Scott? Back to Miller. Here comes Macy Taylor down the key. No thank you, she says. Oh, and back. You, she says. Oh, and back to Lauren Scott. A three-point. It's 36 seconds left in the third quarter. And that is not a good look for Skorupski. That looked like a personal foul.
Offensive foul called Golden Grizzlies.
Yeah, really in an attempt to really get by her defender, she pushed down her defender there. So Skorupski definitely trying to take advantage of any situation by any means necessary, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. And that is Madison Royal Davis being subbed out for number 5, Kylie Buckley, Wright State ball. And here comes Makai Miller, passing it back to Ellie Magestro Kennedy. Oh, and a bit of a stumble there, but Oakland does have the ball. Here comes Skorupski. Very quick down the lane. That's a three-point attempt. And that's an excellent three-point made by Maddie Skorupski. 43-26.
Great way to take advantage of that mistake. Number 5, Henson for Wright State, just seemed to throw it into a swarm of Grizzlies, and they brought it back for a three-point, as they seem to have just done again with another layup.
And we are not slowing down anytime soon. We are up 45-26. Not even 5 minutes have passed. Not even 4 minutes have passed in this third quarter. We are looking really, really good right now.
All right, timeout called. We'll be right back here on WXOU after this break.
Welcome back from that timeout break. Once again, Oakland leads Wright State 45-26 with 6 minutes 56 seconds left in the third quarter. Wright State has the ball right now, inbounded by number 15, Abby Riddle. And they really do need to make some sort of offensive adjustment here, because whatever they ran in the first half just kind of seemed to fizzle out there in the second quarter.
Wright State still keeping with their theme of really moving the ball around a lot, trying to keep Oakland on their toes, but Oakland has been very defensive, been very good at making themselves big, trying to get those blocks, and it's really worked in their favor. This it seems to be like inaccurate passes from time, which is the risk that you take when you are passing the ball so often as they are.
Absolutely. And it seems that Oakland swapped out their defense for a 1-1-2-1 as Wright State has the ball. That is Abby Riddle running baseline, passing it back to number 21, Lauren Scott. Oh, and an excellent save. An excellent save from Oakland number 12, Macy Smith. It is our ball once again in the possession of Danny Grimm. Back to Skorupski. Not a whole lot of opportunities here. Tries to run it down, and Danny Grimm back with the ball on the other side of the field. Back to Skorupski. We're passing it a lot around the perimeter. Eli Magistro Kennedy scores the 3, bringing Wright State up to 29 points. This is still trailing by 16, so they're hoping to close this gap here in the second half of the game. And here comes Macy Smith, back to Danny Grimm. All around the perimeter, and that's a three-point attempt by Maddie Skorupski. No good off the right of the rim.
I expect a three-point attempt by Smith anytime now, as she made 8 attempts at a three-point at their last game against Old Dominion.
Here comes Wright State. Olivia Brown running it down. Passing it to Eli Magistro Kennedy. Back to Brown. And here comes Riddle in the paint. That's back to Magistro Kennedy. Bit of a jab step there. Back to Brown. And that's a layup attempt, and that is good for Chloe Card-Peloquin, number 43. Score is now 31-45, once again in favor of Oakland. Here comes Danny Grimm trying to get past 2 of the Raiders. Excellent screen by number 5, Kylie Buckley. And here comes Macy Smith driving it down. And that's a three-point attempt by Kylie Buckley. That is good. We are up 48-31. And here comes Wright State with another mid-range attempt. And that is good once again by Chloe Card-Peloquin. She's definitely one of the players that Oakland wants to start watching out for here.
Oakland definitely trying to adapt as Wright State seems to be taking advantage of what...
And that was an excellent three-point by number 12, Macy Smith, kind of out of nowhere. And once again,
I told you we'd see it eventually.
Absolutely. We're leading by 18, no less than 18, with 4.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Wright State trying to make something happen. And that is an air ball from Eli Magistro Kennedy. Probably doesn't want me saying her name after that, but...
That's the risk you take when we broadcast you on the air.
Right here, only on 88.3 FM, WXOU.
Media timeout. We'll be back. Welcome back to Oakland women's basketball here at the Arena. Oakland on top of Wright State right now, 51-33, halfway through the third quarter here, as Oakland's trying to maintain this lead. Wright State looking to see through Oakland's defense a little bit, kind of take advantage of some exploits that they may have talked about at half. They've done a good job of trying to get some more points up. We saw a lot more threes being made on both sides, really.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Oakland definitely trying to stay in this game. Be a bit of a shame to fumble it with this big of a lead that they have.
Absolutely. And as I mentioned beforehand, we were previously running the 2-3 setup for more rock-solid defense in the paint, closing a lot of those passing lanes there for Wright State, and that's the reason for a lot of these turnovers, a lot of those missed passes for Wright State. But now that we're running a diamond +1, we're mixing it up for Wright State. They're not sure what to do yet. And possession is back to Oakland. And here we come down the lane. Possession for Macy Smith, and that's an attempt for Skorupski for three. Just off the rim, no good. Here comes Olivia Brown hoping to make a play. Wow, and some excellent defense here from Kylie Buckley. Very nicely played. Here comes Magestro Kennedy, hoping to make a three, hoping to get that ball away. Segester over to Riddle, and that's an attempt for a layup, and that is good. Wright State up to 35 points now, still trailing by 16, no less.
Wright State, again, doing those high passes as unfortunately a pass from Oakland leads to a travel violation on them.
Unfortunate. But once again, this is only our second travel of the game.
One thing I've noticed about Oakland's defense, they seem to... The pump fakes don't seem to work on Oakland.
No.
They seem to be a wall in these sorts of scenarios.
Well, it seems that wall seemed to have crumbled just a little bit there. That was a wide open pass for number 24, Olivia Brown. Wright State now at 37 points. And Wright State's ball once more, driven down the lane by Brown once again. That's a three-point attempt from Segester, and that is good. Wright State up to 40 points, now bringing that lead down by just 11 points. And if you're Oakland, this is the reason why you just called the timeout. You don't want to see them gain any more momentum than they already have. Yes, we're leading by double digits, but you don't want that gap to close any further than it already has.
Yeah, being sure that you are taking advantage of any mistakes that Wright State makes, that's definitely important. And while they're trying desperately to close this gap, sometimes you're not paying attention to what you're doing, only really focusing on the points, not necessarily what you're doing 100%. And being able to take advantage of that, that's something that Oakland really needs to capitalize on here.
Yeah, absolutely. I can only imagine what they're talking about in their timeout, but whatever it is, they seem to be confident as we all walk back out on the playing field. And the Wright State coach is looking a little incensed right now. Definitely, I wouldn't be happy either if my team was down by 11 points. But we'll see what happens as Oakland has the ball, being inbounded by number 3, Danny Grimm.
Pump fake on the rebound is a little interesting to me, but...
I'm not quite sure I understand the purpose, but hey, I'm not the one on the field. The ladies are. So we'll let them do the talking for us. Once again, around the perimeter, there was Kylie Buckley in the paint. Oh, and a bit of a fumble.
Missed dribble caused Wright State to pick up that ball immediately.
And a foul was called on the Raiders.
Team first. Checking in for your Golden Grizzlies, number 1, Jesse Dupree-Haybear.
Yeah, Oakland really needs to be sure that they are really rock solid in this. They seem to be getting a little bit sloppy at the end of this third quarter.
Yeah, no kidding. Once again, there is still one more quarter of basketball to play, but you don't want to see any more fumbles than we already have. And just
speaking
as I say
of fumbles,
commentators curse. That is a turnover now in possession of Wright State.
favor a little bit, as the last person to touch the ball was Wright State.
That's right. And that was a three-point attempt from Skorupski. A little further than she may have wanted as Wright State drives the ball down the lane again. That is Brown. Bit of a pump fake from 43, Chloe Card-Peliquin, and that is a success on that layup. 44-51 is the score right now. Oakland leading by 7, and that lead creeps closer and closer to being a tie.
Oakland not getting the blocks that they were getting in the first.
Once again.
Got another 3-point from Macy Smith there. And of course, Oakland tradition, getting teased for threes thrown into the crowd whenever a 3-point is made.
If you want one of those t-shirts, you better show up to the OU Credit Union Arena right here on campus. And if you're a student, you get in for free. That's a free game. That's a free t-shirt. What more could you ask for? That's Oakland basketball for you, folks.
There you go. Yeah, Oakland definitely needs to do a better job on this blocking. I think you mentioned the change in the defensive setup that they have right now. That may have been a little bit of a blunder for them. It seemed like it was working very well with their current or their previous setup, but now they've called 2 timeouts to try and get their bearings together on this.
And here we go, back with Wright State, hoping to make a play here in baseline. Running down is number 15, Abby Riddle. That's a mid-range attempt from Chloe Card-Peliquin. That is no good. Bit of a scramble for the ball. Possession is back to Wright State.
Wow.
And there's 19 seconds on the shot clock. That's a 3-point attempt from Ellie Majester-Kennedy, and it is good. 47-54. Once again, Wright State is looking to close this gap ASAP.
Again, very just kind of craziness happening at the Grizz logo as everyone was trying to get a hand on that ball at once.
Yeah.
Turned over to Wright State at that point.
This is pandemonium, and the Golden Grizzly coaches are looking quite heated.
Yeah, definitely don't want to be making these mistakes.
And here we go. That is a drive down by Macy Smith. That's a corner 3 from Skorupski. Unfortunately, no good. That's an offensive rebound from Jazzy, though, and that is good. That you love to see. She was just subbed in, and she just scored a layup. 56-47 leads Oakland with 47 left in the quarter.
That's another thing. Oakland's been struggling to make those offensive rebounds count for points. We're able to turn those into numbers on the board at that point, but it's been a little bit of a struggle.
This is definitely what we're hoping to see from Jazzy, just being subbed in here. Her first 2 points on the board just now, hoping to increase those numbers. And here in the paint is Liana Baxter, and that is good. 58-47. Excellent layup attempt from Baxter. And a long pass and a near collision between Skorupski and one of the Raiders' coaches.
Yeah, I don't want the coach getting on the paint here.
No, that is not allowed in the game of basketball.
I don't think so. I don't think you can sub the coach in.
Unfortunately not. That would be a 6-on-5 violation. And you do not want to see that if you're a Raiders fan. Here comes Skorupski getting around number 24. That's a mid-range 2. Not quite. Possession back to Oakland. Oh, what a fumble. It's back to Wright State, and the third quarter comes to an end.
Again, trying to make those offensive rebounds count for points. Wasn't able to do it then, and luckily it was so little time left on the clock that it didn't really matter too much.
It's not something you want to see if you're Oakland. This is definitely something they're looking to adjust here as we call a timeout.
Yeah, an 11-point lead for Oakland takes us to the end of the third quarter. We will be back after this break.
Welcome back. Once again, Oakland leads against Wright State. 58-47, an 11-point lead at the top of the fourth quarter. Only 10 minutes left of play until the winner of this bout is decided. Possession belongs to Wright State, being inbounded by number 10, Macy Taylor.
Couple things that we knew going into this game. We knew that Skorupski was going to be our leader in this game, and she has done that so far.
Oh, and here comes some plays from Wright State. Mid-range is no good. Passes it back out to the perimeter to number 21, Lauren Scott. And here comes Macy Taylor, hoping to make a fast break. Passes it baseline, and that is a score from Anaya Staten.
Yeah, two players that I had my eye on this time was Amaya Staten and Macy Taylor. None of which have really been too much of a threat. Macy Taylor is 0 for 7 on shots made. So yeah, Oakland doing a great job on defense to prevent those shots being made.
Absolutely. And here comes a drive down under the basket. That is no good for our Macy Smith.
Almost went in reverse into that basket there.
Thankfully, that does not count for negative points.
Number 32, Amaya Staten, her third personal, team first. Shooting 2 at the line for your Golden Grizzlies.
And
number 12,
here comes
Macy
our number
Smith.
12, Macy Smith, shooting 2. Here we're at the free throw line. First one is up. Off the front of the rim. A little bit short, but just a tad more power, and she'll be all set for this next one. Shot number 2, incoming. And a little too far. Statistician loves to see it. In their eyes, they made both, but unfortunately too short and too far. Scores 0 in the game of basketball. Possession back to Macy Taylor. Back to Micaiah Miller. Back to Taylor, hoping to make a fast break once again. And that is a 2-point attempt that is no good. Blocked by Jazzy. Once again, Oakland's possession. That was some excellent defense. Maddie Skorupski looking to make something happen here with our number 24, Liana Baxter, setting a screen. And that's a fast break for Skorupski. Layup attempt is nearly good. Offensive rebound is good from Jazzy. Thank you. Once again, as you mentioned, Logan, those offensive rebounds, that's where we like to see Jazzy shine.
It is critical in this time. Fourth quarter, you really need to convert every possession into points up on the board.
Absolutely. Oh, and here comes Amaya Staten looking to convert, and that is no good.
Golden Grizzly foul, number 24,
All right.
Baxter. Her first personal, team first.
Wright State will be going to the line now. Wright State has been doing decent from the line, shooting just over a half, 5 for 8. Hoping to get some free points.
And the first one is good for Amaya Staten. The Grizz gang was no deterrence for her for that first shot. Here comes number 2. And also good. Who knows? Maybe the noise helps Amaya Staten make those free throws. Who's to say? That's something the Grizz gang has to adapt to. We got to adapt to our student section defense here. So, back in possession of the ball is Oakland. That is Jazzy. Passing it to Smith. And that's a corner 3 from Skorupski. Just off the mark. And it's back to Wright State. Driving it down the lane is Micaiah Miller. A wide pass here to Amaya Staten. And that is good. I gotta say, she is playing that paint very, very well, Amaya Staten is.
That was, like you said, very wide pass there. Ball almost traveled more through the air than it did on foot there.
Yeah, absolutely. Here comes Oakland, though. Hoping to make a play is Jazzy.
Ooh.
And that looked like a foul to me, folks.
It's a hit as she tried to pass that ball over to Maddie Skorupski there.
Her fourth personal, team second. Checking in for the Raiders, number 43.
Once again, Oakland leads 60-53 with 7 minutes, 33 seconds left in the fourth quarter and in the game. Oakland possession, hoping to make something happen here. And number 12, Macy Smith, hoping to make a play, but it's back to Jazzy. Back in the paint, and that is a great layup from Jazzy. You love to see it. 62-53 leads Oakland after that 2-point attempt by Jazzy.
And she draws a foul, making it and 1.
Excellent.
She goes up to the line.
Shooting 1 at the line for the Golden Grizzlies, number 1, Jazzy Dupree-Hebert.
Now, Amaya Staten kind of on ejection watch here. She's at 4 personal fouls right now.
Yeah, playing quite aggressive. Thankfully, it pays off for Oakland. As a good old Pistons commentator would say, count that baby in a foul. It's back to Wright State. Here comes Micaiah Miller, hoping to drive through the paint. Passes it. Oh, and out of the hands slips Chloe Shard-Peliquin. She does not get the basketball. And that is a turnover for Oakland, inbounded by Jazzy. Down to Macy Smith. Jazzy hoping to run it down the line with Madison Royal Davis. A wide pass all the way across horizontally, and the layup attempt is no good from Liana Baxter. Possession back to Wright State.
Huge block by number 43 there, Shard-Peliquin.
Oh, and a near 2-point attempt also by Shard-Peliquin. Maddie Skorupski, 15 points right now. You absolutely love to see it. Let's just hope she doesn't get too worn out in these last 6.5 minutes. Here comes Wright State, throwing a mid-range 2, and it comes up a little short. Here comes Oakland. Hoping to make a play here is Macy Smith. Back to Dupree Hebert. And it passes inside the paint to Baxter, and that's a 2. Excellent play. 67-53 is Oakland in the lead. Here comes Lauren Scott, driving down the lane. It passes to Macy Taylor, and that 3 is just a little too powerful. And here comes Micaiah Miller, driving down the paint. Passes it outside to Lauren Scott, and that is good.
Oakland's really seem to find their stride a little bit here.
And we are back. Oakland is still in the lead by 12 points. It is 67-55 favoring Oakland. 5 minutes, 39 seconds left in the fourth quarter. I gotta say, we're looking a little shaky. The lead's kind of moved between the 7 and the 12-point mark throughout this whole second half. And it's definitely good that we're still in the lead, but you want to be consistent here. You want to just get the win, no bones about it.
Oakland passing the ball from end to end, side to side of the court here.
And the three-point attempt from Skorupski in the corner is just off the mark, a little to the right. Here down the lane comes Olivia Brown, number 24. And passing it around to Riley Segester. And that was a three-point. 58-67, a 9-point lead. Once again, Wright State looking to close that gap. Here comes Oakland, though, hoping to make something happen. Dupree Hebert directing traffic here from afar. Possibly making a drive here. Everyone in the paint. And that's a near fumble, but back in the hands of Macy Smith. Inside the paint is Madison Royal Davis. Wow, and all over are the Wright State Raiders. That was some excellent defense. Here comes Olivia Brown.
Davis definitely trying to really make some good action there as she drove into the middle of the paint there. Really trying to bulldoze her way, kind of Beyblade her way in there.
Absolutely.
Hitting everyone else in there.
Unfortunately, the three-point attempt that Riley Segester just let rip was no good. And possession is back with Oakland. Here we go, Madison Royal Davis passing to Skorupski. And a corner three attempt from Macy Smith is good.
Macy Smith was unguarded there, had no one on her. It was great that Dupree Hebert saw that and threw that ball over at her, lobbed it up.
That we keep talking about. And Serenity, Robert Adams in the paint, and that's an excellent layup. 72-58, Oakland leads.
Serenity has been doing really good tonight. While she hasn't been playing for too long here, her numbers have been very great. She's been doing very well tonight.
Absolutely. And the defense chants coming out from the OU student section as we lead by 14. And I gotta say, we are looking very, very good with only 3 minutes and 18 seconds left in the quarter. Wright State's got to really make something happen here. They got to really turn it up to 11.
Yeah, Macy Smith really trying to set up that three-point threat here. She has done a lot better at this game than she did against Old Dominion. Previous game was 1 and 8 for her three-point throws, but now she's 3 and 5. So definitely an improvement over the last game.
Shooting a free throw is Riley Segester. Unfortunately, she is 2 for 2. Pace than both of the teams were moving in the first half, hoping to start their offense. But here comes Maddie Skorupski running baseline, nearly out of bounds. Excellent pass again to Madison Royal Davis, and that is another successful layup by Royal Davis, 74-60.
Again, Wright State not doing a great job defending. They kind of have been double teaming a lot more than they probably should have, leaving some very threatening players open, like Royal Davis and Smith. Royal Davis was right underneath that basket, no one around her, and she was able to make that layup perfectly.
Coming up for the free the Grizz gang once again was foiled. Both free throws made, and it is 74-62 with 2 minutes and 36 seconds left in the quarter.
Hoping that Oakland is able to play a little more cleaner basketball so that we don't have any more of those free throw opportunities coming up.
Absolutely. And playing some very quick offense here is Oakland. Oh, and a near 2-point. That was a very good attempt from Royal Davis once again.
But either way, 2 more points on the line here as Royal Davis goes for 2 more.
First free throw attempt for Royal Davis. And it's up, and it's good. Went down without a problem. And Oakland leads 75-62. Second free throw attempt for Royal Davis. Nothing but net for Royal Davis. She is looking really, really great this second half, I gotta say. But here comes Wright State. Chloe Card-Peliquin hoping to penetrate this defense here in the paint. And here comes Ellie Magestro-Kennedy. Oh, and another pass to Chloe Card-Peliquin, and that is 2 points. Wright State with 64 points. Oakland 76. 2 minutes left. This is the 2-minute warning. It's time to play basketball, folks. Here comes Maddie Grimm. Over to Liana Baxter. Hoping to drive through the paint. And Grimm with the ball once more. Oh, and an excellent spin move. Oh, and the layup was so close. The offensive rebound by Royal Davis. Very, very nearly missing the mark, and it's Wright State's ball once more.
Grimm did a really great job of trying to get in that paint and try to be a bit of a close threat there.
Wow, and that was an excellent three-point attempt from a couple of strikes behind the three-point line from Segester.
Yeah, that was probably the deepest three that we've seen tonight.
Yeah, I think that sounds right. Oakland leads 76-67.
Yeah, this is definitely where you need to settle in, where you really need to lock in. Good timeout called here as we kind of settle into the last 90 seconds of the game here. Oakland really trying to stay on top on this one. They've made a very strong showing for conference play here. Now, Wright State did lose to Detroit Mercy in their previous game on Wednesday, but I still feel like showing up and
strike that balance between corner threes and layups, because those are the two regions where we're scoring the most points this game, mostly from Skorupski and a lot of help from Royal Davis here in the second half. This is definitely going to be something that Wright State is watching out for going into the final minute 24 of the fourth quarter.
For sure, and getting Macy Smith in those corner three situations, I feel like that is where she is at her strongest. And while Wright State has been trying to double team a lot more in this scenario, taking advantage of that and get her open, get her in the corner, as I see her doing right now.
Absolutely. And here comes Danny Grimm, hoping to make a play, passing to 12 and back. State is no good.
Grizzly foul, goal number 2, Maddie Skorupski. Her first personal, team 4.
Maddie Skorupski gets 2 points on the board. She also taketh away 2 points on the board as she draws or gets a foul.
Well,
from
it's only
Wright
2
State
points
here.
on the board if Wright State can land these two
This
free
is true.
throws. And it's her against the Grizz gang. She's up 1. Wright State 68 to Oakland 78. Second free throw attempt. And it's good. And I'm not sure if that was a flop or a foul from Olivia Brown. Either way, possession belongs to Oakland. That was quite the collision there on Maddie Skorupski.
She seemed to get sandwiched on both sides by 2 Raiders going at her. Again, talking about double teaming, I don't think that's going to be stopping at this point in the game.
Oh, absolutely not. Thankfully, though, it did give Skorupski the option to, or rather the opportunity to shoot from the free throw line, which is where we are right now. First shot is up. And around and down. It is good for Maddie Skorupski. Oakland brings back the double-digit lead once more, 79-69. Second free throw attempt. And it's an excellent shot from Skorupski. Oakland breaks 80 with 52.5 seconds left, and it is time for a timeout.
Wright State takes a timeout after that. Something to be said about the Grizz gang and how quiet they get during these free throws. During the men's games, too, you can hear a pin drop in this arena. It is insane the amount of support that this Grizz gang has for these teams.
Absolutely. A lot of school spirit here. You absolutely love to see it. Even as the song is playing, you see some of our good friends in the student section dancing around. You love to see it. We're all having a great time. We're here to have a great ball game.
So what are some things that you think Oakland needs to focus on in this last minute here?
So, once again, as I mentioned, the balance between corner three and shooting in the restricted zone needs to be watched out for. On the offense, that is. On the other side of the coin, on the defense, where have the points been scored from Wright State? There's been a lot of three-point attempts. There's also been a lot of run-up through the key and a lot of layups made, and that's not something we want to see Wright State do any longer.
For sure, yeah. Definitely a lot more threes being made, especially that deep one that we had earlier in this quarter. So, yeah, definitely needs to increase their defensive blocking on that.
Absolutely. And a wide three-point attempt. It is no good for Segester. And that looked like out of bounds.
Last touch by Wright State. Oakland will be rebounding.
Her second personal.
Just a quick cruise around the block that was. Can't really call that a drive.
Yeah, it's more of just like one pass.
Yeah. Free.
At making shots from a different line being the three-point line.
This is very true. Oakland still leading by 11, 80-69 with 32 seconds left in this quarter. And a lot of passing all around baseline, around the perimeter. And the whistle is blown. 28 seconds left. Oakland leads 80-69 as we draw another team foul.
Yeah, Oakland definitely needing to, they're in a position now where they can just let the game expire. The shot clock is going to be the same as the game clock after these free throws, and, you don't really need to do too much. Mm-hmm. You can just keep the ball where it is, try to not have it be in the hands of the Raiders, and just
for Wright State right now.
And good job on the Golden Grizzlies taking a timeout here so they can ensure their possession for this last 27.1 seconds here at the arena.
This is also an excellent idea from the Golden Grizzlies in terms of icing out the Raiders. You don't want them to get any sort of momentum going after they just made that free throw.
For
you want
sure.
them to stop in their tracks immediately. Hey, we say it's our field, it's our game, it's our arena. It's time.
Definitely. Oakland coming out looking very confident.
Seems the case of Gatorade bottles nearly made it out on the field. I'm not quite sure that's legal. Oh. And I gotta say, a very confusing play that just happened now. Raider foul, 26.6 seconds left. Yes, you heard that right. 26.6 seconds. That was the ball in play for half a second.
Yeah, really every tenth of a second counts here.
Absolutely. Here comes Macy Smith. First free throw is good. You love seeing these when you're up 10. Now 11. Oakland leading 81-70. One more for Macy Smith. And it's good. We now lead by 12. 26.6 seconds. This is going to be a steep hill to climb for Wright State. And as it's their possession, they pass around a lot. Almost a three made by Segester. the more time you spend passing, the less time you spend scoring. This is not looking very good for Wright State with less than 15 seconds left.
Yeah, definitely an interesting choice to continue with their passing game instead of taking a little bit more of a risk and trying to get any more points on the board. While it's heavily unlikely that you're going to get anything out of it, it's good to at least try to make the score look a little bit less as bad as it does right now for Wright
and
State.
Unfortunately, Maddie Skorupski is putting nails in the coffin, making her first free throw, 83-70. Second free throw's up, and it's nothing but net. Skorupski, how could you? Cruel and unusual punishment to the Raiders that was. We now lead by 14 with 9 seconds left. A big three attempt by number 12, Ellie Magestro Kennedy, and it's no good. And as the clock expires, that's the ball game. That is an Oakland W. The Oakland Grizzlies take the dub over the Raiders, 84-70. Thank you, Wright State, or shall we say, wrong state.
Yeah, definitely a strong start to Horizon League Conference play here from the Oakland University. This game was very crucial in setting the tone for the rest of their conference play. Perform as well as they did today over in Pennsylvania with Robert Morris. I can see them being very competitive in this conference.
Absolutely. If we can play the crazy, wild, and fast offense, if we can play the rock-solid defense that we showed tonight, then I don't think we've got anything to be worried about. Also, figured I should mention, as Skorupski was making those final free throws, the rest of the team was all in a huddle, and they were all smiles. There was pretty much nothing to be done, after that point. Maddie Skorupski could have bricked both of them, but she decided not to because she's a great shot from the free throw line.
And I feel like that also gives the team a little bit more hope for this entire season, as they were 2-6 coming into this, now 3-6, and while it's still not the best score, they're now
we're more on the upswing, that is.
That is true. They're, coming into Horizon League Conference play very strong. And really, that's kind of the thing that matters most, is how you play in these conference. We talked earlier about, kind of equal skill level. When they were playing a team like University of Michigan, or in a couple games from now, Indiana University.
Yeah.
Big Ten schools are not going to be where you're going to be in the spotlight for sure. But when you're in the Horizon League here, you're going to be able to shine a lot more, try out a lot more things, kind of see what the rest of the league is doing, and take advantage of that.
Absolutely. And as you mentioned, starting out the Horizon League play with a win is going to do wonders for the confidence, as well as Skorupski's free throws that she just made. Real daggers those were. This is definitely the start of the upswing that you want to see if you're a fan of the Golden Grizzlies.
But yeah, that's going to do it for Oakland University women's basketball here at the Oakland Credit Union Arena. 84-70 is the final score. I've been Logan Pizzurro.
I'm Eli Sepulveda. Thank you for joining us on 88.3 FM.
We'll be here next time on January 3rd for Cleveland State University here at the Arena.